Mike, I want to start with you here. Simply the idea of the commentary that you are seeing in kind of these economist notes and strategist notes, which is that inflation is going to be higher for longer, that this is a persistent story, one of the Fed's favorite buzzwords, yet the market is pricing in some sort of return to normalcy. What could the Federal Reserve have to say about that tomorrow, taking today's data aside?
Well, they're going to take a cautious view, and I think the consensus is narrowly on the side that they will skip a meeting and see what's happening with the economy, because they have raised by 525 basis points over the last year, and all of that hasn't hit the economy yet. We are seeing inflation come down, but as they frequently remind us, if you go from 9% to 4%, that's great, but 4% is still double what the Fed's target is. And at this point, they're looking at that 4% to 2% that they want to get to as much more difficult, because that's the embedded inflation. We've seen the energy prices go away and service prices went up and they're starting to come down, but there's embedded inflation in there, and they're trying to figure out how much of that is wages and how much of that is just price taking. And so they're going to stay firm on inflation, and they're going to say we are not giving up until we get to 2%.
Okay, so they're sticking with their inflation focus, as we might expect. Valerie, given that, what matters about the CPI data? Does it matter, I could ask, or maybe does it matter as much as it has mattered in the most recent months, given what we know about the Fed's intention or wanting to skip this time around?
No, look, it's a good question, Anna. The market is really quite split on the answer. You have many prominent Fed watchers who say, you know, that the Fed has really over forecast this pause in June, just tomorrow, that they're not going to change their mind just on one hot data print, because frankly they haven't changed their mind on the month of hot data that we have had since they last met. And then the other side of the camp, it really wants to take this extreme data dependence, the words that Powell says quite literally, thinking that we could just be one more hot print away from really putting that Fed pause in doubt. And I'm not saying that a beat today would make us price that in officially, but it could get the market to hang out somewhere near 50-50 in June, and that's not something the Fed wants to see the day before its decision.